Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of There's God for That. I am your host, comedian Stacey Anderson, and this is my co-host.
Queen B. Hey, everybody.
Yes. I hope everyone's having a blessed day. I know I am having a blessed day today because I didn't have to work. Queen B, how was your day today?
My day was okay. I mean, I had to work today, but I worked the morning shift, so I was off in the afternoon. So that was a blessing. So, but my day
Hey,
been okay.
there we go.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it is.
Right.
God is good. Like you said, He woke us up today, so that's what's up.
Right.
Morning shift. Okay, that's different for you. You don't usually do the morning shift. Hmm.
Well, I picked up. That's what that was about, making extra money. So, yeah. And then
That
I'm picking up night shift like 2 days from now. So, wherever the money is at is where I'm going to be at. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because these prices ain't coming down, gas ain't coming down, food ain't
Mm-hmm.
coming down, bills ain't stopping. So I hear you. I gotta work tomorrow. So, well,
Right.
I'm gonna start off with our mantra like we do every time we start our episode off. So y'all can join us. If you knew better, you do better. Never let the devil steal your joy. Remember, it could always be worse. Live your super best life. In everything you do, choose to walk in righteousness every day. Put on the full armor of the Most High. Stay out of God's way, and may God's will be done in everyone's life. And just always choose righteousness. That way, you know you're walking that much closer to your divine purpose. So there we go. So I'm excited.
Amen.
Amen,
So
amen, amen.
before we start off, um, my spirits are a little down, and it's not because of anything that's going on in my personal life. Um, I don't know. Have you heard of that story about the 8 kids being shot?
I have seen it on Facebook. I think their father did it, right? And
Right.
he was in the
Mm,
military too, or he was an ex-military or something.
I believe so. So that just have my spirits a little down. Just like I keep seeing it on social media, and I'm just like, wow, the devil is really ramping up. You know,
Yeah.
um, I believe it's a spiritual thing. Everything is a spiritual thing, and it's just I don't know. It makes my heart hurt because it's like, wow, what did the kids do to
Mm,
deserve that? And I know they didn't do anything to deserve it, but that's just to show that we got to stay prayed up because the devil is ramping up for real. And
mm-hmm.
I just feel so bad for, what I'm saying, the mom and the family, because I think the mother is in critical condition. I think he shot her as well.
Oh
So,
wow.
right.
I
So I
didn't
don't know what caused that. So, to our audience and us too, let's just before we, close our eyes tonight and just say a little prayer for their family. And then for his soul too. I mean, not to say it like that. I'm pretty sure he didn't repent or any of those things before because I think the police shot him and killed him during the chase. Just pray for the family.
Yeah,
And
that's hard.
yeah, so that's pretty much it. So if my energy seem a little down, yeah, that's why. So,
Yeah.
but anywho, on a lighter
Yeah.
note,
Well, I was gonna say just to respond to that, we're living in our last days and a lot of negative stuff for us believers and people just living in this world. A lot more negative stuff is going to happen because we're getting to the end of the book, meaning the Bible,
right,
and it says that a lot of terrible things is going to take place. So that doesn't make it easier for us to
right,
experience or whatever, but it's we just have to know that, that it's and so prayer is important. So I like how you said it before we go to bed tonight. Say a prayer for everyone. I say a prayer for all of humanity because these spirits is out here. They
right,
and evil is here. So it never wasn't here, but it seems like evil is getting more like boastful or being put out
right,
there more, like not hiding anymore. Like here I am, type. And it's like, wow.
right, right.
Yeah.
So,
So
but yeah, but
well,
anywho,
we
on a
are gonna
lighter
jump.
note,
Yes, I think it depends. I don't know if it's a lighter note. We gonna do these topics. So, Queen B, I'm gonna throw it to you if you would like to start. with your topic, and I'm
Mhm.
interested to hear what you're going to throw out there for myself and our listening audience. So, would you like to start with your topic? And if so, what is it?
Sure, I don't mind. My topic for this week is an emotional eater. Um, I just posted a video on my TikTok page the other day about being an emotional eater. And
What's your TikTok
first
page?
off,
Just in case, sorry to interrupt, but just in case our listeners would like to be able to follow you on TikTok, what is your TikTok page handle?
I'll put it down in the comment section because right
Awesome.
now I cannot remember. So I know that's bad, but
I understand. I hear you,
I will
girl.
put it down. Yeah, I'll put it down in the comments. And if anyone is welcome to follow me, and I would definitely follow you guys back as well. But before I get into speaking on emotional eater, I just would like to give the definition of emotional eater because I know most people probably don't know what it means and why it happens, especially if you never been an emotional eater. I mean, it makes sense if you don't know. So emotional eater is someone who uses food to cope with feelings rather than to satisfy physical hunger. um, it involves eating in response to emotions like stress, sadness, and loneliness. Um, so if you find yourself eating, out of those emotions, that means you are an emotional eater. And I think most of us, we have different, negative coping skills, to when life gets hard. I know for myself, I have experienced being an emotional eater in the past. Um, I didn't realize that's what I was doing. But as I did my research and just learned more things on that topic, I, knew that's what I was doing to myself. So, if you find yourself doing things to harm yourself, because, you can be an emotional eater, you can be a sex addict, you can be, someone that drinks, to get through their pain, their hurt, their struggles. You can be someone that just get angry, you know what I mean, and not knowing how to cope with it in a positive way. So for me, I always say pray to God, to help you to bless you with the knowledge and the tools and equip to basically know how to handle when life throws you a hard I don't know why I want to say hard pillow, but that's not what I want to say. When it throws you,
Just hardship. Hardship
hardships.
shit.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right, right. When it throws you hardships, I I just pray to God to help me to know, to have positive coping skills, because being an emotional eater, or just like I said, being an alcoholic, being a drug, those are things that's not of God, and those are things that's hurting us internal. There we go.
Yeah.
And we're on a path of growing and wanting to do better for ourselves. We have to learn new coping skills. And with that being said, if you don't know if you're an emotional eater, do your research on what's the triggers, because it does, you have things that trigger you, like I said, when life gets hard. Or it's a couple of things I wrote down. Well, identify the triggers. And once you identify the triggers, it can be, someone in your life that doesn't bring you peace. You can be in an abusive relationship. It could be your job. It could be a family member, whoever, that's not bringing you peace to you. Whatever the situation is not bringing peace to you. So more than likely, that's going to be a trigger to want to go and eat. You know what I mean? But once you find out, or you find, yeah, when you figure out your triggers, and if you really want to, you know, overcome that. How do you say it? This is overcoming being emotional eater. Try to practice positive things. Like self care. Um, Find a support system. So basically surround yourself around people that's going to positively, uplift you, and not, what's the word am I looking for? Enables you, and just be like, oh yeah, it's okay. You can eat, you can this and that. No, that's, to me, that's not a positive support. So you got to find a positive support system. If you have to remove yourself from any relationship or even a job, that is making you do these things to yourself, because you don't know how to handle it. And this is all that that makes you feel good, you know, you got to know that you got to do things differently. So, but like I said, for me, I'm not considered as an emotional eater any longer, because now I have developed, better and positive coping skills when life gets hard. And for me, one, I pray and I have a relationship with the Most High. As you guys know, I am on, a weight loss lifestyle, journey where I exercise, I eat, I try to eat healthy, do things that I know is going to make me feel good and be in a positive way. Even taking a daily walk every day and clearing your mind, before you head to work or whatever, the situation you have to deal with. So, but only what's going to help you to get through that. But you I just pray that, whoever watches this is that, you will want to overcome and, and grow. So I feel like I'm rambling. So I'm gonna have you ever dealt with, well, maybe not emotional either, but something that you felt like you go to, it's like your go to when life gets hard, or have you ever experienced that or know someone that has experienced that, or
Well, yeah, I do. I don't know if it's an emotional thing for me because for myself
Mhm,
personally, just coming from a personal spot,
mhm,
greedy. I know I'm greedy. I am greedy. I will eat even when I'm not hungry, just because it's
right,
there. And I know that's a spirit, and I have to take that to God to control it. Maybe it's I don't have any control. Like I just give into my impulses. I drink a lot. Like I'm a heavy drinker. I don't have to drink, but when I do, I'm greedy. Like my greediness covers everything. I do everything to the fullest and it's not positive.
right,
So I take it to God and I've been praying and um adopting a more healthier lifestyle, meaning like, okay, so if I eat a lot of chicken or chips and stuff, I try not to buy those things for my household. Like I try to
right,
make a smaller plate, smaller portion. But then if I'm still
mhm,
hungry afterwards, I try to go to fruit, I try to go to water, I try to go to tea, like other things,
right,
liquor. I try not to buy any liquor and have it in my house. That way I don't always
mhm,
go to it. So I know what triggers me, and that's me visually seeing those things in my house. So,
right,
and it's
right, right,
super, yeah, and it's so hard because I'm a family, I have a husband, I have a child, and the things that trigger me and I don't want to bring into my house, they might want. Like my son loves French toast sticks. Those are delicious. And
mhm,
I don't want to eat his breakfast snacks. So I have to control
mhm,
myself to not attack his stuff or his chips or whatever
right,
snacks he got. And then the same thing with my
right,
husband. He has things that he like. He got a sweet tooth. So it's like I really have to take it to God. There's God for that to help me with my
mhm,
urges and control my impulses and for me to
mhm,
focus on something else. Like I'll watch a TV show, something just to out of sight, out of mind for me, you know.
right,
So
right,
but I know some people, they get hurt and they definitely go to food and food is overindulging on food is a spiritual thing. A lot of people are dealing with that and then, a lot of people are getting their bodies done fixed. They're getting taking
mhm,
Ozempic shots. They're going and getting their body done, but they never dealt with the reason their body needed to be done in the first place. Because
right,
we want instant gratification. I'm not working out. I'm not walking. I'm not drinking water. I got money, and I'm gonna go get a quick fix. And a lot of people are
right,
busting their stomach open after they get these stitches, or they be fat again
mhm,
within a year, or because they're not learning how to handle what the real problem is. So I just go to
right,
God and
yeah,
yeah, I take it to
mhm.
God in prayer.
Right. And I have to piggyback off of that. They're not dealing with it, and whatever it is, they need to heal. That's the number one step, besides praying to God. You have to, whatever whatever it is. I can't pinpoint everybody's what they need to heal from, but that is the number one step, is to heal from whatever trauma, whatever past hurt, whatever it may be, because overindulging in food or anything is never a good thing. Some people, they overindulge in eating or drinking or whatever, is they have anxiety, you know and they feel, whenever they're nervous about something or anxious, they just go straight to food. Like, I don't know if you guys ever watched that reality show, My 600 Pounds Life. I'm pretty sure everybody has watched that show. And there was a young lady on there, and she had anxiety, like, just about any and everything. Like, everything just made her nervous. And I believe it was, something happened in her childhood, and it just, over time, it just made her just eat, 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 eat. And I always wonder, like, because I watch the show a lot, and I'm like, we all like to eat, but how do you get to that point? You know what I'm saying? How do you get to that point, like 5, 6, 7, even 1,000 pounds? I seen someone on that show that was 1,000 pounds, and I'm
Mm.
like, that is not right. That is not correct. Like,
That's
who?
a
And
spirit.
then
That's a
right,
spirit.
and then you have the family members that makes it even worse. That comes, and that's why I say, like, you have to find a positive support group that's going to build you up and uplift you. You know what I mean? And want the best for you. Me, like, let's just say, you enable me eating till I'm 1,000 pounds. That you are not wanting me to do better for myself. You do not want me to grow. You want me to basically kill myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's not a person that you should surround yourself with when you're dealing with something that's so traumatic, that you know what I'm saying, you go to food and you eat yourself to 1,000 pounds.
Yeah.
So, and like you said, a lot of people want instant gratification. They just want it today. But what is the reason? Even like with that, when people want to go get a BBL, like, I'm not judging nobody or anything like that. People, if you want to do that, that is absolutely fine. But there's a reason why you want this perfect body. You know what I mean? You're not dealing with whatever is going on with you, because we all should love what God blessed us with, no matter what it is, because we are his image, right? So that means we are okay, but we got to learn how to love ourselves, and not, go with what the world say how we should look, because that's another thing too. That's why a lot of people go get their bodies done, because they want to, like, and it
It's
sometimes
crazy.
it looks really crazy, and it's just like, you don't see yourself in the mirror, and I'm not trying to be funny or anything, but I'm just saying that's how you want to look. Do you think this is the look? But like I said, I don't want to judge anybody, but deal with the issue, whatever it is. If you have to go to a therapist, if you have to go to your pastor, whoever that you trust, in your community, in your family, and you know for a fact that they're not going to enable you, but they're going to help you grow. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Then that's the person that I feel, that should be your go-to person. But yeah,
And
so
then
yeah, I just like, mhm,
And then for some people don't have no one to go to, like outside of themselves. If you don't go to church, if your family, you're not dealing with them. If everybody, all your friends always want to go eat, because that was my friends. They only got together when they wanted to eat. We can never make it to anything else. Go to God, because that's the spirit.
well, yeah,
It's a
that's
spirit.
number one, right?
Yeah, and ask God to reveal, why am I doing this? Like, if there's something that happened to me in the past, because you might not remember, depending on how old you are, you might have
Right.
suppressed that memory that triggered this whole thing. Like, I know I got some family members who grew up very traumatic with their parents. And to this day, they
Mhm.
overbuy, like they overstock toilet paper, they
Right.
overstock certain things because they remember not having none of those things. And the memory that they
Mhm.
have from not having it is so bad that they rather have
Right.
a billion rolls. So of toilet paper and paper towel stuff. So it's like ask the Lord to reveal the memory so that you and ask him to help you with it. Because if you don't have anyone, and prayerfully you do have a support system, but if you don't, and some people are aggressive. Like I don't know if you know, if you try to take some, I never really watched my 600-pound life, but if you don't give them people what they asking for, because that spirit that's on them, then people are they are so aggressive and mean, and that's that spirit on them. You know what I'm saying? They will bite your fingers
Mhm.
off. They will stop talking to you. So it's a lot of prayer. You got to take it all, the whole situation to God. Just go to God for that, and to so you're not an enabler, so that you're not allowing yourself to be enabled, so that you can
Right.
have a revelation of why am I doing this, and then you have the power from the Most High to help you overcome it. Because God, that's what He's waiting for. He will help you in every aspect of your life when it's difficulties. So you know,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
that I
Right.
remember,
But
yeah, I remember my best friend. She rest in peace to Kia. She had at one point she was really heavy and she was diagnosed with diabetes. And they told her, you can't have no more
mhm.
sugar. You cannot have no more sugar. And it's like she knew she was overweight, but when the doctor
Mhm.
diagnosed her and told her she can't have no more sugar, that's when she broke down. Cause it's like, I cannot have. And it's something about being told that you cannot as an adult. As
Right.
an adult, you do what you want to do, and but it hits home when it comes from the doctor or from somebody else, and that's when she broke down. Like it, and it's just hard. So you got to give people
Yeah.
grace and pray on it
Right.
because it's not going to be easy. But yeah, that was a good topic. I wouldn't have thought that it would go so deep. But yeah, emotional eaters, definitely emotional, not just eaters like you said, but just using your emotions to overindulge in things that can harm your body. So that was good.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
Right.
So,
So
well,
that will
mhm,
wrap it up for that topic. Just remember, run, take it to God, and learn your triggers. Learn what is causing you to overindulge in whatever it is, and start the process of healing. That
yeah,
is very important. In order for you to grow and move forward. So, but yeah. I like that topic because I know a lot of people don't talk about that topic. Like you just don't hear that topic of people, speaking on, and that is real. Like emotional eaters, even sex addicts, like those things are real. So, but anyway, on
yeah.
another note, what is your topic for today?
My topic for today, and you and I spoke about it like just in coming up with topics, and I really didn't think it was something that we could discuss. But my
Uh-huh.
topic is colorism. Colorism.
Okay.
Uh, Hating on people because of their color or because of their
Right.
complexion or
Right.
whatever. Yeah. And just so I never thought that this was an issue. So I started to kind of investigate after you and I had a conversation. And I'm thinking, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know for facts. I will tell you this. People will never say, yes, I'm hating on you because of your color, but you can kind of
Mm-hmm.
gauge how you're being handled and dealt with. And you have to see, like,
Right.
why am I being handled this way? What can it possibly be? And sometimes it's nothing. And you have to look at something so superficial as your color. And I think I recognized that. I had a friend of mine, I do comedy. So I had a comedic friend of
Mm-hmm.
mine who's a chocolate sister, all right, a chocolate sister. And she told me, you get all your opportunities because you're light skinned. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, what opportunity? She's assuming, first off, that I have opportunities given to me.
Mm-hmm.
Everything I have,
Right.
I worked so hard for. No one's given me anything. And I tried to say that. I said, no, everything I have, I've worked for. She's like, and I've gotten most things that I worked for. She's like, that's because you're light skinned. Just
Mm-hmm.
automatically, just automatically. And I think
Mm-hmm.
people in the world, because of how the United States and, I don't know, culture has put us in color boxes,
Mm-hmm.
people just assume that you get something because of how you look without even
Mm-hmm.
not even really having the experience or going through that. They just automatically do that. Kind of like racism, right?
Mm-hmm.
White people, not all, but white people just don't like black people. They never experience black people, but they don't like them. They have a problem with them just because they're brown, because they're black. And I
Right.
think black women we do that to ourselves. We have taken on that racism and brought it into our own community, our own culture, and hate on the hues of black, because black has every complexion in it. And it's like, I've noticed that. I've noticed people hate on me. I've noticed people don't want to deal with me. I noticed, like, and it's women. It's been women.
Mhm.
And I'm just now really taking the blinders off. Like, I live a happy lifestyle, and
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
work hard for the things I get, and people will hate on me. They'll take me out of a situation, or they'll downplay. I really can't explain it, but I notice it. And the thing
Mhm.
about it, people, what we don't recognize with humans is that we always want what we're not. Like, if you have big lips,
Mhm.
you want small lips. If you have small lips, you want
Mhm.
big lips. If you have big hips, you
Mhm.
want small hips. If you want straight hair, you want curly hair. So if you're dark skinned, you want to be light skinned. And if you're light skinned, you want to be dark skinned. I always wanted to have more complexion to me. I am pale,
Mhm.
and I try to tan, and I burn.
Okay.
I just I can't tan worth a dang. So, but I never
Mhm.
hated on my chocolate sisters, and I never looked at them as, ugh, you'll never make it because you're dark. I always,
Mhm.
like, and envied how beautiful their complexion is, because I'm not. You kind of want what you
Mhm.
don't have. But I pray that we stop hating on, we can't hating on each other for ignorant stuff that there's nothing we can do about it. We're born this way,
Mhm.
and we need to embrace each
Mhm.
other no matter what, and love on each other as children of God, or just as a person. If you don't believe in God, you know what I'm saying, but you live with humanity every day, and you just
Mhm.
respect humanity. Like, why are we hating on
Right.
each other? Why are we talking crap behind each other's back and taking away opportunities to somebody because they got long hair, and they get good opportunities all the time? Has anyone ever hated on you? I mean, you're not yellow, but you're
Mhm.
perfect in the middle, right? You're not super chocolate,
Well, thank
and
you.
you're not super pale, you're not super chocolate. You right in the middle. You milk chocolate. You right there in the middle. I mean, you might be in that
Right.
sweet spot where nobody hates on you, but have you ever experienced that? Or have you been like have you ever hated on somebody because of their complexion? Or do you know if that ever happened to you, or you experienced that?
Well, one, no, I have never hated on anyone of, because of their skin color. Because I have to be honest, I feel like that's just so ignorant. And when I say ignorant, I don't mean the person is stupid. Ignorant as meaning you don't know what's coming out of your mouth when you say something like that to somebody, especially if we are of the same race. You know what I mean? We as black people, as colored people, brown skin, light skin, we are already hated by the world because of our skin color. So we already know what it is to be hated by other races. So you know, why would you dislike or hate your own race because they are different skin tone? I mean, we're black. We're gonna still be treated the same in this world. You know what I mean? So, I have to agree, like we have to come together, women especially, because I have to agree with that too. We hate on each other the most, not just skin color, but just everything. And I feel like that person that made that ignorant statement to you, they probably experienced that with somebody else, that maybe that actually happened, because it does happen, to believe it or not, it does happen. I never experienced it, but I know it happens. And the reason why I believe that it happens, because it goes back to slavery. You know what I mean? How they treated the more light skinned, well, not the more light skinned, but the light skinned black people from my skin color, or even darker, you know what I'm saying? Because I might have been in the house with you, you know what I'm saying? Because, like you said, I'm not as dark, I'm right in the
Mhm.
middle. So I believe that it comes from that, you know what I mean? And it just trickled down from generation to generation. And that's why a lot of, darker skinned black women or men feel like a lighter skinned black person gives more opportunity because of it, because they're closer to looking white. Let's just be
Mhm.
honest. So, like I said, so that's why I believe that it happens, but it's very ignorant. And I feel like that we all need to grow up, and just not, you know, um, don't tear down the next person's hard work, because I know you personally, and I know how hard you work for your comedy. And I know you don't do anything to belittle yourself or anybody else. I know for a fact you want to win and you want others to win too. You know what I mean? So, and you have had a lot of roadblocks. Maybe this person don't know this, you know what I mean? But it's not their business to know either. So I just feel like people like that, um I actually feel bad for them, not in a way like I'm looking down on them, but I feel bad because it's like, wow, as a people, when are we going to open our eyes and take the blinders off and want, for us all as a community, black community, to grow? That's why we can't go anywhere, because we are hating on each other for stupidity, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So for
Yeah.
that person, what do we always say? There's God for that. And you just pray for those people that just clearly are still living um in those times, where, and I'm not saying that it still don't happen, but even if it do still happen in 2026, like, it's just really ignorant, and we just got to pray for those. And so we can,
Absolutely.
possibly grow as a
That's
as a people.
because we're not going to grow as it should stop with you, right? The ignorance should stop with you. You should stop because, like you said, we're really trying to be white. You're thinking it's better if you're white, and that's a construct that they put on us from slavery. And it's like, we know
Right.
this, but still we take that ideology and we do it here and we tear each other down. I had a light skinned woman hate on me for being light skinned. And I'm like, but you light skinned. What the heck? So it's even that close. It could be like, I'm this complexion and they this complexion. And it's like, just because I'm a little lighter, you want to hate on me and you want to tear me down. That is a sickness or a spirit. And we need to pray that off. And like you said, Queen B, we're never going to move up if that is how bad we're looking at each other and judging each other, because that's a judgment
Hmm.
spirit, and we need to
Hmm.
come together. But we have to like retrain our mind and get out of that brainwash and think that yellow gets a better opportunity than chocolate. No, that's not true.
Hmm.
We're hated regardless in this country because we're black. Because my nose
Hmm.
is big. I'm black. I might be yellow, but God put things on me to let you know I am a black woman. My hair is kinky. My nose is full. My lips is all right. So even though I'm yellow, you
Hmm.
can't confuse me.
Hmm.
So I'm in the same boat as you. I'm hated on too. Why would you hate on me too? And we both in the same boat. Stop it. Like, pray on yourself.
Hmm.
Pray to be delivered from that. Because that's ugly. And we'll never aspire to the greatness that we once had back in the day if we stay
Hmm.
hating on each other and not giving grace. No one's perfect. Like, why would you
Right.
tear me down? I'm working hard. I gotta pay the same bills and gas and all that you doing, but you want to take away my opportunity because you think I have more opportunity than you. How about just talk to me? How about that? Stop hating on me and talk to me.
Hmm.
Let's do that. Let's start a
Can I ask
relationship.
you can I ask you a question? Does that, I don't know if it happened to you more than once, but that particular situation, how did that make you feel though? Like deep down inside, how did that make you feel?
First off, I didn't even notice it, right? Because I'm oblivious to a lot of stuff. Because I
Okay.
would never thought that that's it. I just thought I was being hated on, right? I thought it was a joke at first, but it's happened more than once. It has. Now, like, I've been looking it over, and it keeps happening. I don't get opportunities. People don't put me on certain things. They don't tell me about certain things, and I don't know if it's because they're intimidated by me.
Hmm.
I didn't do anything though. I'm doing the same thing you're doing. So I'm starting to recognize it and be like, dang, maybe. And even within my own family, like, I didn't know. Like, it
Right.
goes deep. And it's really a hatred for yourself that you don't really know
Right.
that you have. It's really multifaceted. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't even deal with me, quote unquote, deal with me because your dislike for whatever my aura or my complexion
Hmm.
or whatever the issue you think you have of me, it
Hmm.
irritates you so much that you can't even talk to me, you can't even communicate with me. So how did it make me feel when I look back? It does hurt my feelings, but I just, Like the Bible
Right.
say, take your sandals off and shake the dust off and keep moving. This
Right.
is not
Right.
this is not where I told you to be forever. You're not supposed to
Right.
stay here. Keep moving. So I pray that my interaction with certain persons, I did what God wanted me to do, and our interaction was
Mhm.
spiritual, and I'm moving
Mhm.
on. You know what I'm saying? I'm not
Mhm.
going to be hurt. It's just that I need to be cognizant and recognize what it is. So I don't stay trying to be in your presence because you're not respecting me.
Mhm.
You putting on a smile, but you really hating on me behind my back and not whatever you're doing, and that's a sickness. And I
Mhm.
feel bad for them too. Not that I'm looking down like you said, but I do wonder what's wrong with you. What happened to you? Why are you this way? Are you so um your ego is so big that you think you're perfect. You think that this cannot turn around and come and hit you like karma. Like karma's in the
Mhm.
Bible. Like God will let it. You play with the devil's devices and hate on God's people, which is all people. It's gonna come back on you. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
I'm just recognizing it now. And like I said, when you and I was in our book making getting topics together, and you said colorism, I was like, well, we don't really, have you ever dealt with anything? And he was like, not really. And I was like, I haven't either. So I don't think it's a topic we should, discuss. And then God revealed it to me, like, let me see, like, you're being hated on. You're being
Mhm.
hated on. People are shutting doors in your face, but it's not doors that I told you to walk through. You're just passing
Mhm.
through. So
Right.
I'm just passing
Right.
through, and I feel okay, but I do reflect on it, but I don't let it bother
Right.
me to the wrath or hate. I pray on it.
Right. Right. Right.
Because, yeah, well, there's God for that. Take it to
Right.
God. He
There
created
you go.
them crazy folk. I'm just kidding. They ain't crazy, but
Mhm.
he created those
Right,
people
right.
too.
You better watch what you say, girl, because sometimes people would take it way to the left. But I wanted to say this. Sometimes it's not your skin color, it's your aura, it's the spirit that God put in you too that people hate on. Sometimes it's not about that whatever your success is in life. It's the devil knows who you are. You know what I'm saying? He knows who you belong to. And I'm not saying that these other people are the devil. No, I don't
Mhm.
want nobody to think I'm calling anybody the devil. But sometimes, because you know what? I never experienced like the colors of me being my skin color. I never had anyone to hate on me because of that. But I have been around spirits that I can clearly feel that they're not feeling me for no reason at all. And it's like, how can you dislike me for no reason? Like you said, I haven't done anything to you. I probably didn't even say more than 5 words to you, and I feel your energy. You know what I'm saying? And I think we all, that have that personal relationship with God, He gives you that, like that gift to feel someone's spirit. And I feel people's spirits. And it's like, I know when someone is not feeling me. And it's just like, I'm like you, I'm going to stay clear of you. Especially if I have to work with you, then yes, I'm going to be cordial, but it would never be any friendly, none of that, because I already feel your energy. So sometimes it's because like you said, we are all created by God. We all know this. But some of us is, kind of separated from God, you know what I'm saying? Because they have a particular spirit over them. And we don't have those spirits over us. No, we're not perfect. Yes, we are still growing in our spiritual walk. You know what I mean? Yes, we have to repent every day, just like any and everybody else. But when you have that spirit in you of God and you want to be righteous, you want to live right, people don't want that. The devil don't want that. He's going to hate on you because you are trying to do right by God. You want to be right in his eyes. And he's like, who the hell is it? What, you know what I'm saying? He already hate God, so he's gonna hate us too because we're not
Mhm.
trying to be on his side, on his team. If that makes sense, that's like what I tell my husband. The same thing. He is incarcerated. How can a next incarceration person hate you? Like that doesn't make sense to me
It's a
because
spirit.
clearly you. Thank you. So, and I tell him that all the time. It's because you have God in you. Yes, you're not perfect. You're incarcerated, whatever the case may be, but you have God in you. And these demons see that. So
Hmm.
that's why they hate you, because there's no reason to hate me. We're in the same boat. That's just like us. We are struggling every day just like the next person. So how can you hate me for no reason? Especially if I didn't do anything to you. So those type of people, and I feel like those are certain, I feel like you've been through those certain situations with certain people. I don't think it was always because of your skin color. I believe it's because of you being a happy go person. You don't let anything bother you as much. You know what I mean? You you are fun to be around. A lot of people don't have that. You know what I'm saying? They don't have that. They're miserable, whatever's going on in their personal life. And that's why they dislike you, because it's like, you know, who is why she's always happy. You get what I'm saying? I know
I
you've been
do.
around certain people like,
Mhm.
why she's so happy? Like, what do you mean? You want me to be upset? You want me to be
Yeah.
mad? You want me to cry? You want me to this? No,
Yeah,
that's
they tell
not
me
who you are.
that's not who I am. That's not how I grew up. I couldn't grow up like that. I lived the life that I lived. I didn't live with my mother and my father. So if I'm in a whole bunch of different houses, I got to learn how not to show my teeth all the time or I'm going to be put out.
Mhm.
That's from childhood. You know what I'm saying? So I learned how to just find my own happiness within because anybody I live with can try to take away like my physical things and make me unhappy. And I had to learn how to be happy within. And so now people don't like it. And I never thought it was colorism. I mean, that's why I said we shouldn't do that topic. I figured it was my jovialness, my happiness. I always show my teeth. I'm always smiling. I care about you. I ask about you. I hope the best for you. And people don't really like that because of however they grew up or they're not accustomed to feeling that or they don't trust that I'm being genuine or whatever their issue is when I give them me. They don't know how to handle it. But as of lately, it's been brought up to me that it might be your color too because I'm already
Right?
used to
Yeah.
you hating on me for my niceties or my energy or my the God in me. And that's why I'm like,
Right.
is it really color? Like, is that just an added layer? Now, like, not only are you nice and loving and godly and hopeful for me and uplifting and helpful for me, and you're funny and you're this and this and that, but you're also yellow and you got red hair. Like,
I'm
these
sorry. The
are
people people are so ignorant.
they're
Like,
so
my God.
ignorant. We gotta take them to God in
Mm.
prayer, Queen Bee. We just gotta lay them at God's feet because I feel bad. Like you said, I feel bad that I'm on your mind. Why am I? Go
Mhm.
do your best. Go live your super
Literally.
best life, man. Do that.
And if you
Like
knew my story,
if you knew my
like,
story. Nobody even asked Queen
right.
Bee. Nobody even asked my story. They just assume gold spoon. You got everything. You got an awesome kid. You got an awesome husband. You got a nice car. You've been handed everything. No, I haven't. I've been homeless. What you
No,
talking
you
about? Like,
haven't.
no.
Nobody, no, girl, please. That's why
Look,
I said those people you just have to pray for, because if they think that you just woke up and that's another thing too. People envy people for different reasons. Like, this conversation can go on and on and on, but it's a good conversation. People can hate you, yes, because you have a family. You know what I mean? And it's like, why are you, first of all, we all don't walk the same path, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I don't understand it for the life of me. Like, how can you be mad because somebody has something that you want? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand how you can hate enough, because we all can have it. You know what I'm saying? We all can have it. But just like you had a season, you had a time that God was going to bless you with your family. And like, again, they don't know what you had to do, or what, not even what you had to do, what you had to go through to get to this point, of having a family. You know what I mean? You don't know nothing, but you're just upset because they're happy. This is the happy. Like, I don't understand that at all. I really don't. Like, everybody has a season. So maybe if you sit back, be patient, work on yourself. You know what I mean? Pray to the Lord and stop hating on folks because you want what they have. Then maybe God will bless you with what you pray for.
mind your business.
Spirit devil. That's a
That
lesson
was a
right there.
word.
Girl, go.
Look, mind your business. Mind the business that pays you. Work on you, like you said. Work on you. Da da da. Stop looking at other.
Right.
Hello. That's it. That and we can end it on that right there.
There you
Work
go.
on you.
Mm-hmm.
Mind your business. That's not a rude
Mm-hmm.
saying. You know, people like mind your business. Not like that. Mind your business. Take care of
Right.
your own business and let the Most High bless you. I prayed for my
Right.
husband. I was in my closet for months, if not a year or years, reading over what I wrote down for my husband to be. I left some stuff out, but that's okay.
It's
I
okay.
got it's okay. Nobody's perfect.
You
I
got
wrote
you got
and
most of it.
I got most of it. Look, I take it
Right.
70-30. I wrote, I
Right.
cried, I prayed over it. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what I went through
Right.
to get what I have. And it's like you
Right.
hating on you doing the wrong thing. Focus on you and talk to the most high. And like we say, there's God for that. Do that. Don't hate on God's children.
There's
Love on
God for that.
yourself. Take it to God in
Right.
prayer. Yes, ma'am.
Hallelujah.
Well, on that
Mm.
note, we should wrap up. This is a good. This is a good one. This is a
Mm-hmm.
all of
Okay.
our girl. All of our episodes be off the chain. I be loving them. What about you?
Me too. I do. I be watching them everything. I be like, oh, look at us.
Look at
We
us.
doing God's work.
I was about to say that we is doing God's work. And prayerfully, we
Mhm.
are helping everyone. So, would you like to end us out, Cindy, and just Queen B? My bad. Slipped up
It's
on that, but
okay.
that
It's
is
all right.
Cindy. Yeah, it's okay. Whatever. We besties.
It's all right.
Mhm.
So, if you guys enjoyed this episode, please make sure you like, comment, and share. And most of all, subscribe to our channel. Hit that bell so you'll be notified each and every time we upload a new episode, which we try. Well, we do. We upload a new episode every Sunday. Okay. So again, we thank you for your support. We love you guys. And again, leave comments down in the conversation, and I will leave my TikTok name. So you guys, if you guys want to follow me, and like I said, I will follow you guys back. So yay! Until then, we will see you guys in our next episode.
Bye.